Hey y'all, this is going to be a real quick tutorial on the angel roll. The angel roll looks like this, and to be honest, it's probably one of the best feeling tricks that I know. Out of just all the tricks there is, it just feels really nice to have this big spectacle from just one side to the other. So yeah, we're going to break it down for you. I thought I'd include this. Weirdly enough for me, I'm right-handed, and I start with my left hand. I can do it both sides, but this is like my dominant direction, so where I prefer to have it. So, switch it up, see what feels good for you. Yeah, so let's get started. So the things that I like to start talking about real quick is like the angle and the position and where you're going to start the initiation of the roll. So I put my thumb on what would be just right on center. But I'm like extending my thumb out a couple of inches away so that my thumb is on center, my hand is about an inch below. Also, you want to avoid trying to throw angel rolls in a place that's so straight and in line with your body, and almost in a place that's at like this angle going into wall, or what would be going into wheel plane, but not quite wheel plane, just kind of in between here and straight ahead, so about like right there. And you're going to be throwing like over backwards. It almost feels like you're throwing backwards. Yeah, so then the next important part of that initiation is I really like to watch my staff leave my hand. So not like I'm like throwing it over my wrist, but I just open my hand and it falls out. Kind of feel like that hand positioning helps. I keep it kind of loose in my hand as well as I'm about to release it. So that angle is really important. It's a thumb side initiated roll. That's important to keep in mind. And then also bringing it above your head before you release. And if not above your head, at least above like your flat shoulder line. That, and I kind of like to lean a little. I know you don't have to, but for me, I feel like it helps. It also kind of adds a little like flair, style, whatever. But I do feel like it helps the overall trick succeed. So once it gets to your back and you initiated the roll correctly, you want to keep this position the whole time. And once your staff gets off the first arm, you're going to pull this arm back, and that's going to allow the staff to continue rolling onto this arm and create a pathway for it. So what that looks like is that. And then ideally it'll land right back in your hand. That's like a little dopamine boost of like, okay, I did this right. When it goes from one to there, it's like a point. And so that's just a good thing to keep in mind. It's like, if it went from there right into that other arm, then you're doing it correctly. Yeah, I mean, really, there's not a whole lot more to keep in mind. I could talk about it, and if you were here, I could try to adjust you, but really, like, the angle of your staff, the angle of your body, going out that way, and then the speed of the staff. Obviously, you don't want to like throw it way too hard, but also you have to like give it enough, because if you don't give it enough, it'll lose momentum and it won't go all the way. But I do feel like leaning with it does help. Yeah, so I think that's it for angel rolls. I want to make like a slightly smaller video over front side angel rolls, which I think are very important and almost easier. So check that out as well. If you can do this, you can do that. So thanks so much for watching.